What's up, 4th and 5th graders? It's Nick here in the snow, and it's time for Stuff with Nick.
Today we're going to be talking about this word love. Oh, wait, no, I'm up here. Yeah, there we go. We're going to talk about this word love, a word that you guys probably use all the time without even thinking about it.
I love gummy bears.
I love the snow. I love taking naps.
I love brushing my teeth. Okay, maybe no one says that.
Mom, I don't have any homework. Time for Fortnite. But today we're going to talk about love in a new way. We're going to talk about love in this word agape and what it means for God to love us and for us to love other people.
All right, before we get too far into this, we need to pause and talk about what is going on in the book of Galatians.
Paul is writing a letter to a group of Christians that live in Galatia. And in chapter 5, he's talking about sin versus the Spirit, and what happens when we follow our sinful desires versus what happens when we follow the desires of the Spirit. And he's saying that when you're living by the desires of the Spirit, this is what you're going to see in your life. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control.
But when you live by your sinful desires, you get things like idolatry, impurity, envy, jealousy, and rage. So here we have this fruit of... Well, this is just a banana. But in Galatians chapter 5, we have this fruit of the Spirit called love. Paul says that when we're living with God's Spirit, then love is something that's going to come out of our lives. So what kind of love is he talking about? Well, Paul's not really talking about a love that you feel, like lovey-dovey, or that you talk about on Valentine's Day, that you see in the movies, maybe not even the love that you hear about in songs. I will always love you. Moving on. This kind of love that Paul's writing about is a choice. It's a love that God has for us, and it's a love that we can have for other people. So if this love is a choice, what's different about it? Well, just like God doesn't love us because we have deserved it or we earn it, God loves us because he's chosen to. He's created us for his love. So when we live with God's Spirit and have this kind of love towards other people, it means that we love them even when they don't deserve it. It means that when your brother won't stop annoying you, you don't retaliate and rage. You still act in love. It means when you want to throw your pencil at the kid sitting next to you in class because he won't stop talking, you still choose to love him. It means that when you're so mad at someone you can't even think straight, you decide to love them with your mind and your heart. So this kind of love that Paul's talking about that comes from living with God's Spirit isn't always something you feel. And it means that we have to love people that we don't like. But it's a choice we make to love other people because we know how much God loves us. So here's what you can do. Take a minute and tell someone next to you or write it down on a piece of paper, someone that you have a hard time loving. You have a hard time being kind or patient to them. And pray right now that God would help you to love them in the same way that he has chosen to love you. At the 45, love is the name of the game. And that means we love people even when it's hard. So when you live with God's Spirit, love is something that doesn't always come naturally, but it's something that happens when we are aware of how much love God has for us. Next week, we'll be right back here to talk about joy with Martina. We'll see you guys then.